Good morning and welcome to Rockstar UK.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
Apologies, I haven't put out a video in a long time. As you know, COVID has literally made this world stop. So work has literally been my primary thing. I've been going to work, working from home. Kids have obviously been off due to some of the lockdowns and stuff, so apologies, I haven't really been able to do many videos. But what I did want to do is give you an update on what we've been doing with the White Ruck and what is to come. So at the moment I ordered a whole load of parts and I started assembling some bits on the bike, so I'll run you through those. And also we got some little things I want to try out. I've not really done them before, so I'm looking forward to trying some new things, so I want to show you what those are going to be as well. Also we've had a blue bike in build, which I will reveal to you probably in the next video or so, which we've called Pepsi. The bike is like a nice sort of deep blue with some red accents, and it's got some nice shiny chrome bits on, like some nice wheels and stuff like that. So I'll take you through that bike, but we'll do like a feature type video with that, and we'll do that probably in the next episode. So let's get to taking you around the White Ruck. So guys, as you know, I'm pretty limited on my space in my garage at the moment. So we've got the blue bike, that Betty, my wife's bike, and then we've got the White Ruck, which we've nicknamed WALL-E because of its big eyes. So a few things that have changed since you last saw it. Front end is together. We've put the rotor and the hub in place without the spacer kit at the moment, and that's purely just to start trying to see where everything's going to line up. So it's a 220mm rotor. The Ruck Shop, it's obviously their hub, and the Adeline brake kit. So I've run the line as to where I want it, and then up into the battery box. I've also run all of these nice brake lines and fuel lines towards the back. Got carbon fibre fuel tank cover, the TRS billet cap, which is a lovely bit of kit, and then as we move up I started wiring up the harness. There is a little bit more tucking to do and tidying and shortening some wires, but I've got the general principle of it in the right place. So we've got start buttons, we've got the Ruck Shop's handlebars, I put my grips on, Adeline levers, brought the brake line down. All of this lot has all been loomed and heat shrunk, ready for the brake switch that goes in on this section. And then we've got just general bits going on. It's looking all good. NCY throttle tube. Everything has all been reconditioned. So run the loom down, braided it underneath the tank and all the way up, and then it's been a boot's been made for it. So this one here is your lights, it's your stator, and then this one goes to the coil, which we've got the nice new TRS coil bracket with a Mikuni pump. I've already plumbed it into the like the inlet side, because this is an injection tank, so underneath it's almost got like more capacity because the the line comes from the sender. You know, I should take this off, I'll show you. From the sender at the top and then along. So that's been powder coated to give it a nice sort of like metal colour. Then we got a raw finish, and then I've polished up the GY6 extension mount, so it's got a nice sort of like glossy finish to it, but not too much to take the raw machine marks out of it. And obviously the suspension mount that we got there. Brake line is in as well. Also we've got the carburetor just dangling off. Now this is quite a nice carburetor that my friend Felix gave me. It's all been like polished on the inlet and the exhaust port. It's yeah, it's super nice, and the throttle snap is very good. So I'm going to jet that obviously according to what we're going to be doing, but yeah, I'm super happy with how this build is coming along. The seat is on its way, and then I've got the door seat frame that will fit here, and then we'll put an R6 rear light on it. But yeah, it's coming on. Wheels next, I think. Just get those ordered. At least I can get it into a roller. The engine is on the bench there, so that needs to be painted. And this is the blue one that I've got in at the moment. I'll just give you a quick look at that. Nice bike, but that's all I'm going to give you because that'll be in another video. And then Black Betty looking as good as always, and then the wife's bike. So basically I've got a few little things that I want to try out that are a bit different on the White Ruck. So I'll show you those bits. Right, so we've got some nice braided what do you want to call them, oil lines, but they're very similar to sort of like banjo fitting. Also it's got an inbuilt filter in it, which is the same as the GY6 filter inside, you know, the little like thimble type one, so that's in there. That is for, take out the box, drop everything, for an oil cooler. So the reason I'm running an oil cooler, which will be very obvious shortly, and I'll let you know why. So that's going to get mounted probably with these pushing holes that you see here towards the middle of the frame, like sort of just underneath the seat, in front of the carburetor. Might have to bend this or fabricate a little bracket or something just to make it nice and flat, because you don't want to hinder sort of like any airflow or any sort of like bubbling of the oil. You want to keep it nice and straight so that it can pass through the metal, the thicker metal parts. Obviously the fins just disperse the heat. So yeah, that's the next sort of like bit to put on. I've dropped all the other bits. That'll actually be fitted in quite an easy way. I'm not going to go drilling the crankcase or anything silly like that, because you know it's just more work for the sake of it. So this nifty little sort of device, if you can see that. So what that does is that actually goes straight up into where your oil drain is. Now inside here there's two ports for like in and out, so there's a hole that goes in here and a hole that comes out there, and then you've got the banjo fittings on the bottom. So you screw that into your oil drain and it will carry on circulating the oil through there, and then go to that little filter that I've mentioned. So looking forward to seeing how that works. Also I've got some nice stainless steel tubes and bends and some, like, you know, use some of the straight sections out of it. So we've got a 90, a 180 and a 45. That is 30 inch and a quarter, I think, which is about 32 mil OD with a 1.5 mil wall thickness. that would be nice to weld, it would be nice and clean, and it will have some strength and rigidity into it, because it's going to hold this. So this is the secret I've been trying to hold for a little while. We're going to turbo it. Don't know if it's going to work. Excuse me. Don't know if it's going to work. But I'm just so intrigued by it. I mean, I've turboed quite a few vehicles. So I've had like my Sierra Cosworth, that was turboed. My Focus ST225, that was turboed. I've got my little Fiesta, which is a turbo diesel. I've also had Fiesta turbos, CVH turbos, all sorts of different little turbo vehicles, and I love them. So I'm gonna try and make this work. So this is a I think they call it a VZ21 turbo, or a RHB21. So the only thing I've got to do is I've just rotated the housing, because obviously exhaust port, that's where it's going to sit, and then this will blow back into the engine. So I've got to just, that's why that's loose, because it's got to go into that little port on there. Very, you know, tiny little compressor, you can hardly even see it, but tiny compressor, quite a good sized exhaust port, which is actually perfect diameter for that. It will actually sort of like almost like fit into there, but I'm getting some flanges drawn up and made up at the moment so that I can make my own exhaust. Also, I'm gonna have to make the inlet. So how I'm gonna run this might seem a bit weird, but I'm gonna run this, the carburetor basically sits on the front of the turbo. So you'll get a mixture, you know, an air fuel mixture going into the turbo, being compressed, and then going into the actual engine itself. Now that might seem a bit weird to some people, but actually it's been used in a few applications before. I've run it with like, I think Renault 5s were slightly different, but like Minis and stuff like that, they've run a very similar system. So my plans is to try that. Doesn't work, we can always go EFI or something like that. But yeah, I'm quite excited about getting this on the bike, seeing if it can run. Not really bothered if it doesn't, it's just a show bike anyway. But yeah, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, not really lost much. I mean, this was 128 quid on eBay. If it doesn't work on this, I'll use it on something else. You know, it's not that much of a problem. So let's see if it works. I want to bring you along for the journey so you can learn with me. I mean, this is all new to me on these little bikes, so I'm really looking forward to seeing if this will actually produce some boost. Not too worried about performance as wise, because I just want it to look cool. So if you got one of these hanging off the side of your bike at a car show or bike show, it'll look pretty sick. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Next episode will probably be on Pepsi, the blue bike, and we'll give you a rundown of all the modifications on that, and get the owner's reaction as to when he comes and picks the bike up, because I have no idea what he's going to think of it. He's literally just said, here's free rein, build me a bike, here's some of the parts I've already got, you get the rest of them for me, build the bike up and choose the colour. So I choose the colour, obviously approved it with him first, he was happy, and now we got the full bike pretty much done, just literally waiting on a couple more parts. I have given it a test run, runs really nice, but it's really low, so that's going to be interesting. So if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see all you guys in the next one.